also, they were telling me that there is a portable Wi-Fi, so when you go back down in the tunnel, that'll work. All that stuff like that, y'all, I did not know about this type of stuff, and I appreciate y'all for bringing it to my attention. And so here we are. When I started out, I used to hold this phone in my hand all day, all day. Y'all have been with me. Then if I'm out at night, like I used to go to different places viewers asked me to come to, and I'm holding it in my hand all night. So, and we got lucky enough to get this tripod, and even though it's kind of shaky, it works. So give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I have to run this car so this battery don't run down on me with this power. It won't be long because it's on E. And man, the light is on in this thing, so you know it won't be long, but I need power. I may have to switch up and try to charge while I can this power pack. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that if I could. If I can get some power in it, I'm gonna be better off doing it that way. But yeah, like I say, y'all, I'm out here. I'm invested, and we're gonna try to make it. We're gonna try to make it work for us. We could make enough people aware. Once word starts, circulating, that's where it's at. Like that guy, I am still blown away. That man knew who I was by my voice. That lets you know, that right there. That was, in a way, it's pretty cool. That I mean, here and there, like I didn't understand because of his accent. He was trying to say my name, but at the same time, it's like he had a heavy accent, but he had it right. And so that right there, hey, you know what? I'm real thankful that the voice is out there for the little ones, for the young adults, and hey, for the seniors as well. And I speak up too, and people are paying attention, and that's what I wanted. People to be aware, you know, of what's what. And that man proved that very thing to me, that people are paying attention. I had somebody come on here talking about he had been arrested, which I am suing for anyway. When you going through something like this, the police something else. I'm telling y'all right now, they ain't your friend. And I can understand with them reason you want to rule a person out or something, but they be going above and beyond the way they act. And unfortunately, like the man in South Texas, people ain't going for that, And so the I've lived I have lived life. And having said that, y'all, is that if I was perfect, you know what I'm saying, I'd be Christ. I ain't nowhere near Christ, so I'm not perfect. My day at this point, I take every day as it comes. Um, in terms of my life is an open book. If anybody want to know something about me, just ask. I have nothing to hide. I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to do. You understand me? As far as in terms of like, I'm searching no matter what. I'm gonna keep searching. I'm gonna keep searching until I find out what happened. Okay, I'm gonna keep bringing this awareness. But my life is open book. What can somebody tell? Don't people just be talking and don't even know you? They just try to taint reputations. They expected. I would imagine a lot of haters expected me not to even be here today, but I'm here. Whoever that is in my room with that blank profile, get out. I'm sorry, but get out. Otherwise, I've had too many problems with these blank profiles. Otherwise, I'm getting ready to block you. But I like to keep everything peaceful. People like drama. That's what that is, y'all. And I don't have time for drama because to me, the more important thing is keeping these little ones safe. I've seen things. What needs to happen, some of you guys need to come out with me and y'all can see what I'm seeing firsthand. Y'all can experience that firsthand. It is not something that you want to really go through. I hope I didn't block the one that was putting them little hearts up there. Oh, I'll be pushing stuff. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And so I'm on front line, y'all. And like I say, I know full well what I'm doing when it comes to my health. I know all that. I'm making a conscious decision to do that. I do have a few TikTok doctors. I got a few TikTok detectives, in which, you know what, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. And one of the TikTok doctors sent the paramedics one day for me. So paying attention. You're paying attention. I really appreciate that. But we are out here. We're a team. There is no justice. It's just us. So it takes each one of us to do, pretty much you got to do your due diligence. It takes a village to raise a child. We got to work together, y'all. Otherwise, these PDFs, they got more privilege than we do. In terms of like, they know, like y'all remember at the park, they in that park, most of them that's in the park already been convicted, already have warrants for failure to register, stuff like that. The police don't care. That when that cop told me that it's not a high priority, that said it right there. And it make me wonder who all has something to do with it. They can cover one another in these positions, right? So if all of them in it together, then it take us to have to be together. They the ones supposed to be with the authority that's supposed to be dealing with it. And if they are failing to do that on their part, well then who's gonna safeguard the kids? It's gonna have to be us. Gotta be us. I've had nights where I'm telling you, now don't get me wrong, I met a lot of officers that was really cool. I mean, man, at night moving around, I'm telling you, I met some officers that was really cool. I met some security guys downtown Dallas that's pretty cool. And so but they understood, they really understood. And like I said, I was down there beating bushes, definitely beating bushes. And, going to these shelters, what made me first think about the investigators, the private investigators, because I went to shelters. And going to them shelters, the way they treat people, first of all, that's crazy. I've seen things, y'all. I've been to every shelter in Fort Worth and Dallas. The way they treat people man, it's crazy. It's crazy. No wonder why a lot of these people don't want to go to a shelter. The ones that work there, they have no empathy or compassion or sympathy. They have nothing. It's a paycheck, and it's an abuse of authority, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you do have the ones that go to the shelter that's under the influence of something. Myself, I've never done a drug, don't drink, so it's like I see clear of what's going on. And I was standing outside a place called the Bridge, and one of the, I guess he was a supervisor, from what everybody say, he came out and told the ones, now they got all these little tables out there. At night, I guess the folks sleep out there and then they get up in the morning time. But they were just sitting there. He told them to go across the street because they make the place look bad. Okay? Now hear what I said. He told them to get off the property, go across the street, because them sitting around like that make the place look bad. Now, I'm it's like right alongside there's the interstate. There's a wall right there. So I'm just leaning up against the wall. I'm looking around to see whether or not I get a chance to see mine come through there. And he looks over at me. And, I had already talked to security that's in the little office thing right there. And so when he looked at me, I was like, this ain't that, He asked me what I meant by it. I said, the way you talking to them, I'm not going to allow you to talk to me like that, Well, I'm just saying, no, man, you're wrong. That's the bottom line. The people are already going through enough, and you just treating them. Now, you got the ones that, like I said, they doing whatever, okay? But if they're part of that, there's a certain level, you got to give people respect, honestly. Regardless of what they're going through, that ain't, okay, I don't care how they got there, they're going through it at that point. Okay? Now, I'm not going to judge them. It ain't, I don't want to say, I guess for lack of word, like it ain't my business, but some of them get checks and stuff like that, true enough. That's what he was saying. And he was like, man, they don't want to do nothing. Why, since they don't want to do nothing, why should anybody else bend over backward? No. Why are you working here? That's the question. Okay? If you're not going to help them, if you don't have that compassion in you to help them, you need to get out the way and let somebody else get in there. A lot of them got mental issues. Okay, so in other words, going to all these different places, it's messed up. It really messed up. Each one of the places that I went to, I seen things like that taking place. And that's like you want to have authority over somebody that badly that you treat them like garbage when they're already down. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna kick them. That is not where it's at. That is not where it's at. That's not where it's at. While I have been down that way, and I mean, that was like a week straight. Yeah, you got the ones that do strange things, but they ain't mentally there, so you got to know how to differentiate the two and stay, you guys, I mean, it's hard, y'all, to explain. It was crazy. Just put it like that. So I know, I know that most of them are just displaced because of their own or whatever. People gave up on them. What I'm saying to you guys is that I would have thought that a lot of people that have no like family attachment, stuff like that, it would be over with. I have family members that I don't deal with. They don't like me, and you know what? It used to bother me as to what is the problem. It started when my mom was the last to pass. It started with the house. You know what I mean? Went from there. They didn't like me because of that. Because okay, we supposed to go to court. I was the one that showed up in court. I'm the one that paid my part to be in court, and so therefore that hate, went from there, and it got to a point where, as I was made aware of one of my sisters, I guess she had tried to hire somebody to do something to me, all that. So I've been through it. I made my mind up that I'm done, so all my energy at that point goes to mine. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people don't get it. I do. You know, sometimes your own family is the one that can be your worst enemy. So when it comes back around, when you have your own family, you establish yourself. That's where your focus go. You cannot let people take that from you. And so I am invested in bringing this awareness. I'm invested out here searching. You know, getting on here. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people. When I was looking at this yesterday, man, it was so many people utilizing that platform. The stories that they told to me, a lot of it was not true. And it messes it up for other folks that really have legitimate situations. You know, so me, I thought about it. Nobody goes to my bio, but who am I? You know, it make people start questioning things. But I'm an open book. You know, I come with receipts. At the same time as that, it make you wonder this platform is what? And so I like to keep my platform here. I like to keep the content what it is, exposing PDFs. And we are also talking about these games and apps and stuff like that. Stay focused. You know, when I have the comments turned on, I love that because it gives me an opportunity to interact with you guys. You know what I mean? And so now, going through all the riffraff, like I say, with respect to the haters, fake profiles, man, I had over 1,000 fake profiles on here, you know? So that lets you know that people are just on here, they take it, going to people's lives, trying to disrupt. Hey, them little hearts still rolling, thank you so much. And that is not what I want for this particular live. I want to make sure that we stay focused on what's going on out there. And that's why I do what I do. I push myself and continue. It be hot out here. Like now, it's hot. You know, and I'm out here. Been up almost all night out here. And so I have a lot of time to think. Y'all. I can't make it back home to regroup. Obviously, I don't have the resources for that. But that man this morning, that right there, I don't know. I believe people are put in your path for reasons. And that wasn't by accident for me to just be merely talking and be recognized by my voice. You know, so that says a lot within itself. And y'all know, today's Sunday. So y'all know who was that made that happen like that. We all know that's God. You know, I had a guy that used to, before my father passed away, I had a guy that used to, I used to take my father to different places. And man, this guy, we go to this store, little grocery store, and the man was in the store, he looking at me. So in my mind, I'm like, why is this guy looking at me? He comes over there, he says, God trying to tell you something. God is talking to you. You know, at that point, you know, I'm thinking the man just, you know, man, going on, you know. But I saw him several more times in different places and even saw him in a different town. That was not by accident. And he said the same thing. The very last time that I saw him, and that man walked up, I was like, hold on. I said, man, you following us or something? What? You know, I said, you keep on popping up. He said, that's God. You know, he was like, no, he said, we crossed paths. God put people in our path. He said, you need to listen. He's talking to you. And so I'm like, man, where are you from? And he told me that he was from this church. And he was also a deputy sheriff. And so he was like, I don't know. He just put on my heart to come and say it. He said, I didn't know I was going to see you in these places. So God worked mysteriously. I'm telling y'all, that's real. That is real. God is real. I'm telling you. And we got to learn to listen sometime. And so what I'm trying to tell you guys is that when I was not going to get back on here, it was because of my health. Yesterday I was confused, and I know it's diabetes. Um, without eating, no water, no nothing, But today, feel good. Here I am, that man that I saw in that store. He was trying to say my name. He got it, but that motivated me to get back on here, keep doing what I'm doing, bringing this awareness about these games, about these apps, about this trafficking, everything in this entirely. I mean, we got to work together to keep the little ones safe. A lot of stuff you are not going to see on TV. It's not going to be on the news for whatever reason. And Channel 4, going back about 3 weeks or so now, um, I was due to actually be on the news. And so I'm not really that type person. Um, yeah, I'm not, that ain't, unless I can share what I'm sharing now, you know what I mean? I'm not really into that like that. And so it's like, okay, well, we need to be able to get this out here. I'm not going to let people uh, get me up here and you just asking me questions and I can't ask questions, so that ain't going to work like that. I want to be able to bring this awareness. If we on here, we're going to bring this awareness. I got a question to ask the people that's in these political positions. What's going on? Why nobody is doing anything about this? It's a hybrid, man. There's a lot of people come up missing. Why nobody doing anything? Unless they're part of it. If you're not part of a solution, you're part of the problem. In political positions, they can cover one another. So at this point, again, I don't know. I got another thing to go on there, but I'm thinking that they're not going to let me say what I want to say. I get on, they might be like, get him up out of here. We got to get him up out of here because he asking too many questions that we don't want to be out there, But that would be the case. That would be the whole thing for me, is to be able to ask why. Nobody care about these people, the young adults and all that coming up missing. And a lot of you guys out there, let me tell you something. Texas is at least 30 years behind. No joke. What happened is a lot of these positions, these people get in these positions, they hold those positions for years and years and years. You got to come up out of there and vote some of these people up out of these offices. That's the only time something's going to change. They've been in here, for years. Now, think about it. Even the governor here, I know some of y'all like him, but no, because his mentality is set back in the days. You need new, innovative ideas to be in an office. Let them hold them position for 2 years and get them up out of there and give somebody else a chance to come in with some other ideas. That's what needs to be done. Not just sitting there for years and years and years, and that's the crazy part. And I mean, that's everywhere, because at this point, when it comes, a lot of them, they worried about the wrong thing. When it comes down to, say, for example, ICE and all that, leave them people alone. Leave them people alone, because I'm saying, first and foremost, we worry about the wrong thing a lot of times, but them still families. If anything, show them the right way on how to do it then. Or but think about it, that's still a person. They still have a family. Show them the right way to be able to come over here then. As opposed to just dogging them out. They still people. We got people over here they want to come over here and work and do something. We got people over here been here all their life and ain't doing nothing. So what's the offset? So when it comes to that, it's a lot of mixed feelings for people when it comes to politics itself. Me, all I'm saying is, when it comes to that, a lot of that is not my area. The only thing I can say is some of these people that's in these positions need to come up out of it. If you're not going to do the right thing, then they don't need to be in them positions then. I'm going to end the live here. I got somebody just came. Hey, say hi. I'm gonna end the live right quick, y'all. I will be back.